Well, it is Tuesday, the day we answer the call. And we have been and will continue to talk about all things back to school over the next couple of weeks. And there are some new rules, especially those school zones that drivers, parents, and everyone needs to keep an eye out for. And you definitely want to pack your speed and your patience with the homework. And joining us today to talk more about some things we all need to keep in mind with back to school is Corporal Chris Bordelon with the Shreveport Police Department, a familiar face and a friend of KTBS. Great to see you, sir. How are you, Chris?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me this morning.
It's our pleasure. Now, I know keeping the little ones safe certainly near and dear to your heart, as well as the chief and the whole SPD. So as we get back to it, what's something that jumps off for you that you think that maybe people weren't doing last year for the school year, or something new that they need to keep in mind?
Well, the biggest thing is that the school zone cameras for speed enforcement are going to be active throughout the entire parish. Now, they're going to be more visible because of some changes in state legislature. There's going to be some lines on the ground as well as better signage. So our goal in this is that we don't actually have to issue any citations for speeding. We want it to be clearly marked, clearly visible, so that drivers know to slow down in those school zones.
Yes, great point as well. Nobody likes getting stuck behind a school bus. It can be frustrating at times, but that is another big thing that people need to keep in mind when those when the stop sign comes out or the bar. Tell us what people need to know.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is one of those things that we need to be conscious of. Our school buses, our school bus drivers, they're going to be stopping at railroads, and when that school bus arm opens that has the stop sign on it, it's important that we stop both sides of the roadway, because those kids are going to be getting off obviously on the right side of the bus, but they may be crossing the roadway. And many of them, unfortunately, you know, our children are going to be excited, they're going to be running, they're going to be trying to get out of the street. So we have to be very conscious of when those school buses are stopping and where those kids are going.
Great that you pointed that out. Another thing too, Chris, is the time that kids go to school. Some of these little ones got to wake up so early and go to the bus stop. It's still dark outside.
Yes.
What do you think about drivers having to deal with that?
Well, and that's the thing is, you know, one school zone may be in a different time than another school zone, depending on if it's an elementary school or a high school or even some of our preschools. And so that time period really ranges from early in the morning to up to 7 in the morning to some of them as late as 9 o'clock in the morning. So you have to be conscious of where you are, paying close attention to where these school zones are, and most importantly, pay attention to any children walking around the roadway, on the sidewalk, because you never quite know what's going through the mind of a child and what they could be paying attention to.
Yeah, well said there, absolutely. And if there's any issues out there, people can always reach out to SPD. You guys are always open 365.
Absolutely. You know, that's one of the main priorities of the Shreveport Police Department, and Chief Smith wants to ensure that we do everything we can to help those that are the most vulnerable, and there's nobody more vulnerable than our children.
All right, and they are going to be out there, so keep it slow. Remember to pack that patience, always wear your seatbelt, keep the little ones safe. It's going to be a great back to school year, thanks to officers like Chris. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure. And if you happen to have a question for Chris or any of our Answering the Call guests, you can always email us to pressreleases@ktbs.com. Include a little portion of your question in the subject headline, and keep watching every Tuesday as we focus on ways to keep you and your family safe. We have a lot more to come here on KTBS 3 News right after this.